It's no secret that Tasmania is one of the world's few remaining treasures. With its rugged beauty, isolation and World Heritage listed environments, Tasmania provides an idyllic existence for those who have made it their home. Others are attracted by business or those undertaking an internationally recognised wilderness and adventure experience in a pristine environment. But in a world of uncertainty and adventure, nature can vent its fury and tragedy can be but a heartbeat away. On any one day, the Westpac rescue helicopter can be tasked to search for a missing bushwalker or attend a multiple road trauma.
It varies, but generally bushwalkers, standard bushwalker injuries, injured knees or ankles or whatever. We also get obviously car accidents, hospital transfers as well, and obviously the odd boating incident as well.
We hope that you'll never need to call our team, but it's comforting to know that we'll be there if needed, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and quickly.
I'm part of a team of 8 paramedics that are tasked to fly on the helicopter involved with any rescue of, or transport of injured people from any part of Tasmania.
We'll get the call through various channels, but basically once we get the call, we'll gather all the information that we can get about the incident, and obviously we call all the relevant people, obviously pilots here at Rotor-Lift, the police crew, ambulance crew. Information is gathered, we come down here, we plan, we get the gear that we need for the mission into the helicopter, and basically once we've got the word to go, we're ready to go.
The twin-engine Westpac rescue helicopter is one of the most sophisticated in the world. It is a state-of-the-art mobile emergency room and is able to fly in most weather conditions during the day or at night and can manoeuvre within the most rugged terrain.
We can be off the ground within half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour during the day, up to 45 minutes at night, and then flying time, say average to cradle flying time is around about 55 minutes to an hour. Similar sort of flying times to the south coast and out to the west coast as well in the surrounding area.
For the aircrew, to be able to respond quickly and efficiently, training is paramount and considerable time is spent in perfecting their techniques, responses and the use of specialised equipment.
We have a system where we do a lot of training. We train every 3 months doing different winching exercises, fitness tests, a whole range of different things that we know that we could be involved with. And when the task comes in as a real emergency, it's just a teamwork effort to dispatch the helicopter with the crew, and away we go.
Four Japanese tourists had their Tasmanian holiday cut tragically short yesterday. The driver and 2 other passengers were taken to hospital with serious injuries.
The day-to-day operations of the service are funded through the budget of the state government, but this funding is supplemented through the Tasmanian Air Rescue Trust involving community ownership.
The trust was established in 2000. It's a charitable institution, and it was set up to cover that significant gap in terms of providing some higher level training for the flight crew and also for the purchase of specialist equipment. When we're talking about equipment for helicopters and for training, it's particularly expensive, and it was really beyond the scope of the funding that was provided from government. So the trust raises money to allow for those matters to be acquired.
Enjoyment of our natural environment can be a wonderful experience. But even with the best of planning, unexpected events can and do take place. So what can you do to assist in a speedy and efficient rescue?
Basically, the more information we can get about the person, how many people are in the party, what the type of injury is, if there is any, or any illness, medication and so on with that. basically location, weather in the area. Obviously all these things people aren't always able to give out, especially if they set off a beacon, but obviously the best thing for people to do is prepare themselves for us to come in and retrieve them, basically by packing up all their gear, all the unnecessary gear. We don't need anything laying around loose which can blow around with the rotor wash and so on, and basically get themselves ready as much as they can for us to come in and pick them up.
I set off for a day's bushwalking, and due to a bit of miscalculation by me, I ended up spending almost 3 days in the bush. And fortunately a family member reported that I was overdue, and as a result of that a search was initiated, and I can assure you it was a great relief to me when I heard the helicopter flying overhead. The helicopter was able to locate me because it was almost dusk, and I happened to have a mobile phone with me with an extraordinarily bright keypad, and the pilot, Roger Corbin, was able to see that. In fact, it was so bright they actually thought that I had a torch with me, which rather surprised them, as I didn't have anything else with me. And he was then able to take a GPS reading, and from that the search crew were able to walk in about 4 or 5 hours later and march me out, and it was a great relief, I can assure you of that. I'm very grateful to the service, believe me.
The last person in the party at the top end stood on the same rock everyone else did, but it gave way. It went hurtling down. Luckily it didn't hit anyone in the head, it narrowly missed a few. It hit one person, the lady friend in the party, on the leg, fractured both bones in the leg, and she was in big trouble, a lot of pain. It wasn't an open fracture, so probably not totally life-threatening, and we could have got her out, I estimate, in about 2 days of excruciating pain and agony for her, and she probably would never walk on that leg again. We didn't hesitate to send a runner off, and we were very lucky. The helicopter responded and we could hear it coming through the mist, and it came in and then it disappeared, and then it came back and it disappeared. We thought, that's it, it's not going to find us. Third time lucky, came in, picked her up. She was in hospital that night and she's recovered really well, and we were very, very thankful to have that help.
Being winched up through trees for 200 feet beside a flooded river wasn't the most pleasant experience in the life, but I was very impressed with the search and rescue operations, and have been involved in search and rescue with the Hobart Walking Club since we had to call on the service ourselves. It's a way we can put back a bit to the community with the skills that we learn in the bush, and also I suppose search and rescue is very efficient now with the assistance of the helicopter. Normally you'd be relying on ground parties in the worst of weather, but as soon as the weather's allows the helicopter to go out, the search and rescue operations are usually over before a walking party is required. Very efficient service.